And I'm broadcasting from selected original writings of Paramhansa Yogananda. My wife and I, Padma, broadcast 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at about noon, and then the recording is posted on our website, on YouTube, and our Ananda Washington channel, and also on our Ananda Seattle Facebook page. Well, today I've chosen from among Yogananda's many published what he called recipes. And this one is 94 years old. July-August edition of his magazine in 1927 posted these 3 recipes, and I think you'll find it quite interesting. You might even want to have a little note and a pen or pencil. So he starts off in this one with the spiritual recipe, as he calls it, and he reminds us that we're born with dominant animalistic animality consciousness dominant in ourselves. And so, we're born in sort of a cocoon, he says, and we have the opportunity to burst out of that cocoon. I would say it's partly our past, our many, many past lives and tendencies. He says, man is surrounded by his silken, clinging, temporarily sweet prenatal and postnatal tendencies. He must cast them off and spread the gorgeous, delicate wings of his hidden soul before the silk man death gets to you. Don't be afraid, though your sins be as deep as the ocean or as high as the Himalaya. The soul remains unpolluted. All you have to do is wash off the dirt, and the spiritual rays will shine forth. He goes on to encourage us through direct daily perception of God and meditation. And when we awake in the morning and before we go to bed at night, God must answer. You have him in your hands. Isn't that a delightful phrase? You have him in your hands. The trouble is, people are afraid of God and want everything but God. They pretend they're shedding tears for God when they really want an automobile. This is 1927, right? Or $1 million. God, being the nearest to our thoughts, knows this, and it is not possible to deceive God. So he stays away for centuries from most of the churches and temples and human hearts. It's proper, he goes on to say, to pray for things that you need, that are righteous, as he puts it. But once in a while, also show God that you also want to know and love God. Okay, we must be earnest and play the part of the persistent babies not allowed in the apartment houses. Our laws prevent that. You can't not have babies in apartment houses anymore, who ceaselessly cry to arouse the attention of the Divine Mother. The spiritual babies who cry little in prayer and who fall quickly asleep, Divine Mother doesn't come to them. So cry persistently until you hear her voice in the hour of silence. Don't be satisfied until you are sure you've heard her voice and can always hear it at will in response to your prayers. Wow. Well, then he goes on with some more interesting things. This is an intellectual recipe, and he recommends 2 books. This month, he counsels, read Christ of the Indian Road. Again, the title is Christ of the Indian Road, published by Abington Press, written by Reverend E. Stanley Jones, a Methodist missionary who went to India to convert the people, but himself returned as a convert from Christianity to Christ. Interesting book. Check it out. Another fine book for this month's reading is Lao Tzu's Tao and the Wu Wei by Henry Borel. Both of these apparently are, well, I don't know if they're both available on Amazon, but at least this one is. The spirit of the Gita and the Upanishads is in the teachings of this ancient Chinese philosopher. And I will add my testimony to that. One of my early books in my journey was Lao Tzu's famous book. Okay, then he goes on to talk about other kinds of reading you might do. He says, read scientific books because science reveals the glory and wonder of God. He says, begin with physiology and hygiene, then study botany, zoology, astronomy, or whatever most attracts you. New discoveries are constantly being made. But here's a caution he gives in our reading, and for those of you who are avid readers. Read and think and absorb the good ideas of any book by sifting them from confused, vague sentiments. He says a book is usually a mixture of facts and inferences of doubtful truth. Separate these sands of improved theories from the sugar of facts, as the good ant does. Okay, so a couple of reading recommendations straight from Paramhansa Yogananda, and then a couple of health recipes. So 3 recipes, spiritual, intellectual, and health. So I'll share you the health ones. He says, do you run every day? Well, I run several times a week, about 3 times a week when I can. If when you run or go upstairs you feel a pain in the chest or are quickly out of breath, take care. But of course you already know that. He calls this a lazy heart, suffering from lack of exercise. Begin to take daily walks and increase your speed until you can run without panting. Then run every day. I guess I better take that advice. My goodness. Try this. A bowl of orange juice and pulp served with a banana sliced to paper-thin thickness. Wow, I don't know how you slice a banana to paper-like thinness. Is not only delicious, but nourishing and can take the place of meat. Isn't that interesting? A bowl of orange juice with thinly sliced banana. Now he offers, and this is my final one, a cheese salad. Small squares of your favorite cheese, served with chopped hearts of lettuce and topped with Thousand Island dressing. This is appetizing and healthful. If desired, add a few nuts or raisins or pieces of sliced orange. Now that summertime is here, this was August 1927, live as much as you can on fruit and raw food. Very interesting. Okay, well, enjoy your summer as I'm trying to do. I guess I better start running every day. All right, great souls. Today is Thursday and today is Friday, excuse me. And you have a lovely weekend. Joy.